Now, after the complementary transactions, let's talk about another kind of transactions which you might come across, and they are known as crossed transactions. In this case, what happens is that the response does not come from the intended ego state. So, if a person initiates a conversation from his own parent ego state and addresses the child ego state of the other person may not respond back from the same ego state. You have got no control over theirs. They may respond from some other ego state. So, if they do not respond back from a complementary ego state, the transaction becomes crossed. That's social transactions we are talking about in this case. So, taking the same example which we cited before, a person initiates this conversation from his parent ego state and he says, you should not go in sun. Now, when he says this statement and he's using the word should, he is obviously addressing the child ego state of the other person. But let's say the other person says, I know that, I'll take care, I think I am old enough, mature enough to handle this. I don't think I need your advice in this. Thank you very much. Now, this answer which has come from the other person, it is a very mature answer, an adult answer, and the person says what he thinks is right. And it is also true. Maybe he does not need any kind of advice from others about whether he should go in sun or he shouldn't go in sun. But the point is that he did not respond the way it was expected. So the person who started giving this advice may not like this. Why? Because the answer should have been from a child ego state. But here a person is talking from adult ego state. And when that person is responding from the adult ego state, he is addressing the adult ego state of the person who initiated the conversation. So here, if you have noticed, the first statement has come from parent ego state and has been addressed to the child ego state of the other person. If I can help you in recalling, the statement was, you should not go out in sun. So one person from his parent ego state is talking to the child ego state of other person. The other person says, yes, I know what to do and I can handle it. So the other person is talking from his adult ego state. He is responding from his adult ego state. And when a person talks from his adult ego state, he is actually addressing the adult ego state of the other person. So the person who's the respondent in this case has addressed the adult ego state of the other person. And in this case, the transaction has become crossed. Now, when you see multiple crossed transactions between two people, you can understand that the relationship is not going smooth enough, because when the transaction becomes crossed, the people don't feel good enough talking. So if a person says don't go out inside and the other says I know my business, this person may not like it and may not carry on the conversation. And when the conversations stop between people, the relationships don't go far. And that is what the importance of transactional analysis is, that if you observe multiple transactions between two people and you see that the transactions tend to be crossed most of the times, that means they are not going good together. So see that you are able to maintain more of parallel transactions.